8 minutes we got left before we chat. Grab your coffee, find your seat. Cowbells are ringing, that's our cue. Gonna share our thoughts with you. Laugh and gossip, spit in tea. Little secrets between you and me. Countdown ticking, let's get real. Heart to heart, it's how we feel. Girl talks in 8 minutes time. Ring that bell, let's feel the rhyme. Share our dreams and tell our fears. Girl talks, wiping all those tears. Snap a pic of what we wear. Brush our hair, let down our care. Conversations never lie in this moment with you and I. Clock is ticking, here we go. Words like rivers start to flow. Tune your ears and hear the beat. Girl talks makes our time so sweet. Girl talks in 8 minutes time. Ring that bell, let's feel the rhyme. Share our dreams and tell our fears. Girl talks, wiping all our tears. Clock is ticking, here we go. Words like rivers start to flow. Tune your ears and hear the beat. Girl talks makes our time so sweet. Girl talks in 8 minutes time. Ring that bell, let's feel the rhyme. Share our dreams and tell our fears. Girl talks, wiping all our tears.
Morning, y'all. It's 5 minutes and 30 seconds before Girl Talk starts, so you have just enough time to grab yourself a cup of coffee and get in a comfy seat. We'll see you soon.
Catch Girl Talks every day. Follow socials, here's the way.
GURLTAUX, every platform come to play. Catch our vibe, don't delay.
Facebook, YouTube streams. Scrolling through your daily memes.
Girl Talk Show, don't miss out. Join the fun, see what Girl Talk is all about.
Keeping it real, it's what we do. So tune in now and join our crew. Lights moving through the screen. Click subscribe, don't be mean. Upbeat chatter, it's our routine.
Girl Talk Show, don't miss out. Join the fun, see what Girl Talk is all about.
GURLTAUX is who we are. Come hang with us on your tablet, phone, or screen. Anywhere Girl Talks can be seen. Girl Talk Show, don't miss out. Join the fun, see what Girl Talks is all about. Update stories, laugh and cry. It's Girl Talk, so don't question why. It's the show that you'll adore. Come back daily to get some more. Girl Talk Show, don't miss out. Join the fun, see what Girl Talks is all about. GURLTAUX is who we are. Come hang with us on your tablet, phone, or screen. Anywhere Girl Talks can be seen. Girl Talk Show, don't miss out. Join the fun, see what Girl Talks is all about. GURLTAUX, log in now, watch our show. Likes and comments, let them flow. Every day we're on our way. what Girl Talks is all about.
Walking down this road tonight, talking about the things we fight. Addiction knocking at my door. E&T wants so much more. We walk the walk and talk the talk, right here on Girl Talk, on the path where we belong. Standing strong through the storm, together we'll move along. Searching for a brighter day, holding tight along the way. Sobriety's a steep climb, D&T winning every time. Oh yeah, we walk the walk and talk the talk, right here on Girl Talk, on the path where we belong. Standing strong through the storm, D&T bringing all of you along. Oh yeah, we walk the walk and talk the talk, right here on Girl Talk, on the path where we belong. Standing strong through the storm, D&T bringing all of you along. Oh yeah, we walk the walk and talk the talk, right here on Girl Talk, on the path where we belong. Standing strong through the storm, D&T bringing all of you along. Oh yeah, we walk the walk and talk the talk, right here on Girl Talk, on the path where we belong. Standing strong through the storm, D&T bringing all of you along.
And hey, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
It is Christmas Eve morning, and we are here. And
My phone is talking to you.
it's Mary. Do you want to answer it, or
No.
can I answer
no.
it?
You can answer it. She'll go.
Hey, good morning, Mary. It is Tori. How are you this morning? You're live on Girl Talks. Hi.
She says hi.
I figured Mom would be like, what? I said, should I answer it? She said, yeah. So I do a morning show on YouTube every single morning called Girl Talks. And since Mom is here visiting, guess who is on the show? So
You are, Mary.
You are now.
You are.
Anyway, good morning. Our show is over at 11:30 our time. Mom will call you right back. Okay, bye. Now I'm going to turn Mom's volume down so that we don't have the next one. Because the next one would be either Janet or Lisa.
No, it will be Clyda,
Okay.
Sue, Ruth Ann.
It could be a number of people, right?
Yes. Yes.
Because she's a popular gal.
Yeah, you're
And-
making me feel bad about myself.
And do you notice the one thing that I did do? If any of you have your phones set to, it only happens every now and then. It doesn't happen all the time. And it is not deliberate, even though people might think I do it deliberately. Right now, it is called The Tori Show. It's Tori, and Tori. Because I look up at the screen and I'm like, oh, hi, me. I forgot to
my
move the
goodness.
cameras to the other people in the show. So, hello, let's move the camera to the other people so that maybe they can be in here.
She's just actually a ventriloquist, and we don't.
Yeah, actually,
We're not really
exist.
here.
we're not really here.
We're AI.
She throws her voice very well.
Yes.
But I was like, why am I so white? Oh, wait, why am I in that corner? I shouldn't be there. I should be over here. Oh, wait, I'm in all of them. It's just the Tori show. So it happens every now and then, but it doesn't happen all the time. And I'm going to start with my introductions. Hi, I'm Tori. I am the host of Girl Talks, and I am the mom of 3 boys, and I have 4 step or bonus children, depending on how you guys refer to it. We call it bonus children. Some people call them stepchildren.
I like the bonus.
I like the bonus kids. Bonus children is so much nicer than step. Like
Yeah.
you don't really count. You're just a step. But I think to them I'm stepmother. But I don't know. I'm a nice person. I don't know why. But anyway, I love them all. And I'm an Army veteran, and I am a former first responder, and I own an art business now, and I run a 501c3 nonprofit for veterans. We teach different art techniques to combat PTSD and try to prevent suicide for veterans and first responders. So if you're ever interested in knowing more about that, I don't really talk about it on the show, but you can always message me and say, hey, I would like more information. Thank you. Anyway, that is me in a nutshell. And by the way, I have the most amazing husband in the entire world who works his butt off, and he has been so sick. So send out some prayers for my husband that he starts feeling better, because he's been sick now for about 2 weeks. And he's been suffering quite a bit now. So anyway, on to you, Miss Virginia from Florida.
First of all, get rid of the Virginia.
I know.
Hi, I'm Ginger. I'm actually Tori's mother-in-law. I don't know if that's good, bad, or indifferent, but it just is.
Oh, that's so mean.
Well, I'm thinking you may think I'm good, bad, or indifferent, but I'm
No, I love my wine drinking buddy.
I'm Steve's mom, so my claim to fame is I took care of that baby. Yes.
Yeah.
He's a
She's
marvelous.
the reason.
Yeah, I'm the reason that he's here. Yes. I just moved to Florida last week. I don't really know what it is to live in Florida.
Yeah.
My
Ginger
my
from
house.
Florida. I don't know. I've not been there but for
I haven't
5
been
minutes.
there yet. Maybe next week I'll have to move to Alaska or something. I actually have 2 sons. Steve is son number 2. I have a son in the Midwest where I'm originally from. I have 6 grandchildren. I have 4 great-grandchildren and a heck of a lot of friends all over the country because I keep moving. When my house gets too dirty, it's easier to just move than clean it. No, not
Just
really.
sell
but-
it and move.
Yeah, just sell it and move.
You know, we told her that one of the times she came and brought us over to clean the house. And she's like, can you help me clean the house? And I said, you're better off selling it.
Yeah. So this is my second day on this marvelous show. We listened to it as we were crossing the country. I came from Texas, this latest move, but I've been Texas, South Carolina, Utah, Nevada, Wisconsin, now Florida.
And I told her from now on, though, she's going to have to come on every now and then as our live from Florida report, because we're going to need the live from Florida report. And Joe can come in. Obviously, they can't do it every day. It's a long way away. But every now and then they can come on and say, I just want to come on and do a report from California. Yeah, that should just plug right back into the little thingies. If you need help, just let me know and I can run over there and help you.
The thingies.
Yeah, there's like two little
Very
prong
technical.
hole. There's two little prong holes. Hey, you got to be real technical when you're dealing with technology and stuff. Like the thingy over there plugs
I mean, there's
into
only
the thing
one
over there.
thingy. How can you get confused?
Yeah, it's only one thingy.
And then another thingy.
And if you need help, just holler and we'll help you out. And you're putting it in the wrong ear. That might be part of the issue. Sometimes, I have, so I think those ones, no, they're not. They're these ones over here. So I have tried to put blue tape on the one that's for left ear or at least tape because I won't remember what ear. And because I ran out of these things. Oh, these are driving me nuts. Sorry. I tried really hard, people, to have something festive. I have a little Santa Claus. It's actually a hair clip, but look, it just it doesn't clip onto anything. It should
Can
have had
this thing plug in backwards?
it can plug in any direction you plug it in. So yeah, it can plug in the wrong direction. If it comes out, it's easy to plug it back in the wrong way. We should call tech support.
Oh, tech support.
Hey Google, broadcast to kitchen.
What's the message?
Tech support, could you please come down and fix a headphone set? Thank you. But this is the joy of doing your own show. You have to fix. I mean, I will utilize the tech support when they're here.
And he's good tech support too.
Yeah, he's very good tech.
Broadcasting now.
Oh, apparently it
That
just
was a
kept
whole message.
Yeah, it just kept with the whole message. Well, see, he got the positivity too. Good morning, Alicia. Good morning. She says good morning to everybody.
Good morning.
And,
She said we're destroying the show. She'll be back
It's
soon.
falling
yeah,
apart.
and Sammy said, "Hey, I know them." So I'm sure he was talking about when I switched the cameras to the actual other people on the show instead of just myself.
I actually got the headphones working.
Oh, did
Oh,
you?
nice.
Oh,
Maybe that's where he got part of his brains from. Huh?
yeah. Well, you do pretty good, I have to say.
I try. Some people say I'm very dry.
So, yeah, very trying sometimes. Mhm.
Yes, yes.
So, tell us a little bit about yourself there, Princess Joe.
All right, so I'm Joe or Johanna. I have my bachelor's in linguistics. I live in California, and I'm here visiting with my family. My dad is Tori's brother.
Sister wouldn't work.
Good thing he doesn't watch the show. He'll never know.
True.
He's like, this is way too girl for me. I'm not watching your show. I said, it's called support, brother. I'm like, you can just turn it on and keep the volume off just so we get the algorithm. He's like,
Yeah,
He's like,
exactly.
yeah, maybe. I know what that really means.
Yeah, it means I'm not going to be awake to turn it
I'm
on.
never going to listen. Yes.
Yeah, exactly. But that's okay. It's not a show for every person. It's a show for those who enjoy it. That's what it's for.
Yes.
So, and how old are you, Joe?
Oh, yes, I'm 25.
You're 25.
25.
You married?
Nope.
Children?
Nope. No children, no grandchildren, no great grandchildren, no friends.
Oh no, you're my friend, Joe.
Oh,
No, okay, I
that
have
part
friends.
went dark.
She now has a friend. You want to be her friend too?
If you
You got
want to be
two
Joe's,
friends.
if you want to be Joe's friend, write into Girl Talk.
Oh, my
Yes.
goodness. Yeah.
Let's see how many friends
I'm
we
looking
can.
for pen pals.
Let's
I
see
do-
how many people we can find for you today. What would you like in your friend?
Yeah, they definitely need to be adventurous and a good listener because I like to talk a lot.
Witty?
Witty. Well, no, I have to be the witty one.
Oh,
so they
okay.
don't. They can't be too
They
funny.
need to like to be They need to like to laugh.
Yeah, like my best friend, because I only have 3 friends. So I do have friends, okay? But
Now
I
you've
just
got
don't
5
have,
friends.
Okay.
Ooh, you're gaining.
Yeah.
So are you more of a person that looks at people like, okay, I may know you and you're you're a good acquaintance, but you take the friend word very seriously?
Yeah,
That's
definitely.
me. I can't say I have a lot of friends. I have a lot of really good acquaintances, and I have people who I would consider maybe a friend, but not really a friend.
Yes.
If that makes sense.
Yes.
They're a friend.
Well, I
a
have
friend-
like work
you can-
friends
you
because
can
I have
have
coworkers that are my friends, but I'm not gonna
Companions.
Right.
like
right.
tell them my darkest secret.
Acquaintances. Yeah.
Well, and those that like that I can count on, that I know, like if I called you at 2 a.m., you would answer
I
the
wouldn't
phone.
hang. I wouldn't. I don't know if I'd answer or
So
not.
are you not
You
a true
have.
friend?
Huh?
So it sounds like you're not a true friend then.
Oh,
Oh, she's calling me out. Maybe I don't have so many friends. No.
well, I don't know. I mean, Steve calls even her own son. She doesn't answer the phone in the middle of the night for. But I mean, she does
In
turn her
fairness,
phone off. She does
I
turn her phone
turn
off.
my phone off.
So, but he had to call her not that long ago in the middle of the night because he was excited about something. So he called mom, and she did not answer.
But I did
she
call
called
right back.
She called back within 10 minutes. And I was the one that said, call your mom, because he couldn't sleep. He was so excited. And I was like, call your mom. And he's like, no, I'm not going to call mom at midnight. I said, call mom.
Call her.
And so he did. He finally, and it took a little bit more than that to get him to actually do it. And he said, see, she didn't answer. I said, leave your phone on, because she's going to call you back, because she's going to see the light or something, because she doesn't fully turn her phone off. She just turns the ringer down like most other people.
No, I don't turn the ringer down. The phone is not next to my bed.
Oh, okay. So he's just in another area.
So when
That's
my
actually smart.
and sometimes it was out on the dining room table. So, and that's a good 500 feet from my bed. And my phone rings 6 times and goes to message. So very often I have to go find where the phone is. And it's been a little hectic at my house. So I think I may know where the phone is, but I didn't.
Yeah, you have a bit that goes on. You're quite busy. So I could see that happening. I'm also trying to pull her phone up so she can have the show on there. There it is. It is actually right there on the screen. It was really easy.
Well,
We're now watching a live video, it says. Okay.
I knew that I have seen it at times, but there are some things that I do. Like I volunteered at a blood donation center.
That's called DID because you moved.
Yes. Well, but I hope to do that
Yeah,
again.
I'm sure you will find something like that there again.
I felt my husband passed away from cancer. So anytime I can do something related to that, and cancer patients need so much blood.
I donate blood regularly.
So very much. And it doesn't take long.
No, everyone
So
should do
please,
it.
everyone.
Yeah, every 2 months I donate blood. And
If
I have
you
O
can.
negative, so
Oh, then your blood is needed.
yeah.
Oh, they love you.
They're always emailing me, always sending me text messages like, "Oh,
Yes.
you're ready to donate." I'm actually eligible right now.
You're
as
like,
of
could
last
you pay
week.
my tuition at school?
Well, they sometimes have little
They
things
do
like
little
I get
gift cards or
yeah,
little
yeah,
things, yeah.
exactly.
And
But-
it's different than, and for some people might not understand, there is a difference between donating blood and donating plasma.
Yes.
Plasma, when you donate plasma, those are the ones that they actually pay you for. And you go in and
Or I think platelets.
they
Yes.
take the platelets out and then they put your blood right back in. And they're just taking that part of it, the plasma part, and your body will rebuild the plasma that's taken out within 8 hours. So for
Yes,
some,
so
that,
some people
some
will
that
do
might
plasma
be slower.
very, very often.
Yeah, you can do plasma like
Every week or like every
2 or 3
weeks.
times a week.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there's people that go. Sadly, it's usually people
Like
that are
twice a
hurting.
week, I think is more like.
Yeah, I think it's every other day. So depending on when you started, you can go every 48 hours. So and then Like 1 week they might let you do 3 days and the next 2 just to give a couple little bit of spacing sometimes.
And again, it will depend on your body, your
Right, because
metabolism,
you may not build
how
it up
you
as
eat,
fast.
how you exercise,
Correct.
how hydrated you are.
Yep.
But it's not the same blood. That's used for different things.
Yes.
Blood, when you donate blood, you cannot donate blood every week,
Yeah.
every month. It's usually every 2 months. And it
maybe wait
depends
8
on
weeks.
it depends on certain health criteria as well, because there are certain health criteria that they don't want your blood.
Yeah.
They can't take your blood.
Yes.
It does have to be kind of clean and pure. So apparently Joe is clean and pure.
Well, at one point, they had told me I had something that could have potentially attacked someone else's blood. But then I got it checked out and everything, and then I was fine. So I don't know what the deal was with that. But
Well, and sometimes it could be a bad batch.
and sometimes
Yeah.
it's
Like
like
the-
a false
or they could have
negative or
contaminated
a
it.
false
They could
positive.
have
Yeah.
contaminated it.
Yes. It could have been something,
Because
a dirty syringe or something that had something,
yeah, and
something just wasn't
exactly
right.
like a phlebotomist is human,
yeah.
so they can make a mistake, and they could have put it with something else and just happen to, that bag looks fresh, and it was started on somebody else, and the cross contaminate. There's so many things that can happen,
Yes.
but it's also one of the beautiful things, I have to say, that it's nice to see that they check those things. They check the blood afterwards. They verify that there is no problem with it before it gets put in the pool of blood available. But you think about it, she has a O negative blood. That's a very important blood type. I'm O positive,
Okay, you're almost there.
and you're halfway there. And I thought a positive was more.
You thought it was a good thing?
You want an A plus in your school grade,
Not an A
not a
negative,
negative,
right?
You're
Yeah.
right. I thought that was
a plus, not a minus.
I thought that was a better score.
Yeah, you would think an AB positive, you have everything there,
And
you have
it's
the
actually
best.
not the best blood type.
Yeah.
RH negative. I have a friend that has RH negative blood, and she donates. And when she donates, she usually ends up with. They usually give her like a $200 gift card or something when she donates, because she has extremely rare
Very
blood.
special blood.
Yeah, I think where I donate, they don't really give special treatment. And I think maybe in California, people donate a lot more.
Yeah, it could be.
The-
Yeah, she does not live in California.
Yeah, not
We have
all
donation
centers,
centers
give the, yeah.
everywhere, the mobile ones everywhere. They have TVs in them.
Yes.
Usually,
Yes.
yeah, but
I just had a little marshmallow stick to my lip. Hello.
and sometimes I'll do a double red blood cell donation to where do you know about these? Where they have to take out double the amount, not all at once, but they put it through. I think it's called an apheresis machine or something, where it filters it, and they take all the red blood cells and give me the plasma back.
Okay.
So they take double the red. So basically double the patients that way too.
Right,
Because
right.
the red, is more, I think, needed in a lot of cases.
Yeah.
But
How much blood can a vampire donate? That's what I want to know.
as much as they want to.
and then what blood type? They would probably be AB positive, right? If they're drinking everyone's blood.
I think
then
so,
they
right?
have
Wouldn't they?
Everything.
Because they would be mixing
yeah.
all sorts of blood types
But then I
together.
don't think they would have clean blood. So I don't
Probably
think
not.
They'd be able to donate.
Especially because it's probably a special center that's open only at night.
And in downtown
Dark,
LA.
daunting
Alley.
mansion.
Yeah.
You come to the door, and it's you rang.
when you
Come
donated that
in.
one, you don't come
We
back.
like your blood.
Oh my.
So this has nothing to do with our topic at
I
all
was
today.
just
Blood
thinking,
is red. Red is a Christmas color.
I mean,
And
I don't know of a Christmas song that starts with blood or ends with
all
blood
I
or has
want
blood
for
in.
Christmas
Oh, there
is
probably
your
is though.
blood.
There probably is a Christmas song with blood in it. Because there's probably a song out there about Christmas, about Christ and the blood of the lamb or something like that. There probably
and
is.
we're just not thinking of it.
I don't know of that song. So if anybody, Alicia, if you want to look that up for me real quick and tell me if
Christmas
there is
songs
a
mentioning
Christmas
blood.
song that has blood in it, I would like to know. Curious minds want to know.
Yes.
So our theme for today is, what does Christmas mean to you? And what is your favorite Christmas song? And a caveat to that, it doesn't have to be a Christmas song, just a song that you really love a lot at Christmas time. And the reason I say that is because my favorite song, and I play it at Christmas, I play it at Easter, I play it all the time, is The Old Rugged Cross. And it's not really a Christmas song, but it's about why he came in the first place. So to me, that song means everything, not just Christmas, not Easter. It's my favorite song.
Okay. I'm sure I've heard this song, but I'm not great
On
with
a hill
Far away stood an old rugged cross, the emblem of suffering and shame.
Sounds familiar.
And I'll
And I
cling
love
to the old rugged cross.
And exchange it someday for a crown. And we just murdered the song.
Oh, we did.
And we
Absolutely.
apologize, but our heart's in the right place.
Yeah, they're like, I just turned that show off.
Mute.
Those people don't know how to sing. So
I have
get 'em
said
off
many
the air.
times, it's the reason why. So I write all the music that I do for the show. I write all the music for, it's how I journal. I write songs, or I write lyrics or a poem for somebody if I want to do something special for someone. Joe knows I wrote Joe a birthday song. And usually they're pretty catchy.
Yeah.
They're pretty cool songs.
And I like how unique they are because it's very personalized.
It's very personalized. You can pay me to do that. I do them for people.
Okay.
But
A quarter?
No, they're a little more than
Wow,
a quarter.
she's trying to rip you off.
I know, no kidding. Don't be
love
selling me for
dollar.
a
I
quarter.
kind
Yeah.
of wanted her price range.
Well,
you know?
okay.
Probably higher than a
so
quarter.
there's companies you can go to have that done, and they cost anywhere from $200 to $400 to have a song written for your friend or family or whatever, or loved one. I also do the lyrics on a canvas, in a spiral pattern, in a circle pattern, however you want it to look. I will do the lyrics for you, and it's a separate part that can come with
And do
your
you
song.
start writing from the center of the circle, or do you go from the outside in?
I think it's preference.
I think I usually start from the inside. If it's a circle, I start from the inside, and the end of the song is on the outside. But I can go both directions.
Okay, I just wondered if there was
I generally just
an etiquette.
well, there's a program I use to help me do them, and you have to put the words in order so it flows in this direction, which is how you read. So if you did it the other way, you would have to spiral it this way, because then it would be sort of backwards. So it
Well, would a left-handed person like it better one way than the other?
it could be. It could be.
I'm just thinking they kind of think.
Well, and
differently.
honestly, because of left-handed, I would probably do the one that I do where it's not a spiral. It's literally just rings, and it comes out, and it looks three-dimensional. It looks kind of cool. So, being that I own an art business, that is one of the things I offer. But I like that, but it's also how I journal. And I tried AI years ago. And I've tried it several times. Garbage. Absolute garbage. And then once again, I was writing the stuff for our show, and someone that I know was like, try AI again. It's really good now. It's much better than it used to be. So I found a program and I tried it, and ooh, it's actually way better than it used to be. Now, where I stand though when it comes to the AI and making music, I 1000% disagree with I think there's only one, there might be two company programs that you can use, software, where they actually allow you to put in an artist's name and it will generate your music to
With their
sound
voice.
like that artist. I disagree with that.
Well, yeah,
I think
Yes.
that's
an
I think
issue.
that's
Your voice is
You're
your
stealing
voice.
at that
well,
point.
that company is actually being sued by Sony Records, and
I'm sure.
several different artist organizations are suing that company right
It
now.
should be.
And you shouldn't be able to copy somebody's tone
Yeah,
and their
unless
voice.
your own voice sounds a lot like theirs and you're using your voice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And there is another AI one that you can sing and it will just correct your tone so that you are the artist of it, but they still own part of the copyrights with it. It's, like it has a thing inside of it that it automatically knows it came from this AI. So it's really hard to get that out of it. But because like on all mine, it automatically pops up that says you're sharing royalties with, because I wrote the music or the lyrics, but it generated the sound and the song. But it takes hours and hours to find the right tone and the right combination of music and how you want it to sound. And of course, you try to gear it towards what that person's likes are or whatever. If they're more of a poppy type of person, you're going to try to find something in that genre. You're not going to write a full country song for someone who doesn't listen to country. That
Yeah.
seems a little weird, so that kind of thing. But I find it fun. It's my way of journaling. So I've written all the music for our show. And then, of course, I write it for all sorts of other things. So I really love music. I wish I was more musical inclined. I can play the sax, I can play clarinet and bassoon, but you don't want your song written to that.
So, Joe, what is your favorite
Oh, I'm next.
song?
Well, there is no next. It's just
It's just,
know.
I just butted in
Jump in,
because she's
jump
been
in.
talking.
Jump
and now
in.
it's your turn.
Well, I'm gonna stick with my favorite Christmas song. Would be. Is it called? I think it's called "The Christmas Song," but by Nat King Cole. Do you know which one I'm talking about? Like,
Give me a few words.
It's like the classic Jack Frost nipping at your nose.
Okay. Yuletide carols
yes,
being sung
yes,
by a choir.
yes.
is that a white Christmas?
No.
No,
I think it's
no.
called A Christmas Song.
Oh,
I think you're right. I think
yeah,
it's called a
by
Christmas
Nat King
song.
Cole.
I'm gonna
It's a
look it up.
classic.
So keep talking.
Oh yeah, but that's my favorite Christmas song because I wish I should have looked up the lyrics for myself so I could have referenced it, but just the whole spirit of Christmas, and I like what I think one of the lyrics is the
Oh, is it the
Chestnuts.
Christmas song "Merry Christmas to You"?
no,
Different song?
yes.
'Cause
Wait,
that's-
yes. Actually, yeah, Merry Christmas to you. Wait. Yes, yep. This is the song.
God's roasting
On an open fire.
Yuletide
I think it's also me being, a Southern California, raised in, born and raised, I'd never had a super traditional Christmas. Yeah, I went to Tahoe, but not really for Christmas. So
yeah,
I think
usually you guys hit.
we don't have fireplaces in California. Well, SoCal. But it's like, I've never had a fireplace. Like, so chestnuts roasting by the fire and like Jack Frost nipping at your nose. Like, it's just very cozy and like
Hot cocoa
warm.
in your
Yeah.
hand.
Makes you
you kinda
feel
think
good.
Yes.
You don't necessarily know what that feels like
Yeah.
because Jack Frost nipping at your nose when it's
69 degrees on a cold day.
yeah, and
not-
the Midwest can be. Wind chill is 64 below today. Don't go outside. Yeah.
And he's not nipping at your nose. He just took off your
Yeah.
nose.
Took off your
He
nose.
bit the whole thing off.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it depends on where you're from and what people like. Even though I really don't like the snow anymore, I'm not a big fan anymore. I don't like the cold anymore. my body can't handle it anymore. All those things. Like right now, I don't want to go outside, and it's not that cold here compared to what I grew
To
up
me,
with.
it's cold.
But it's cold to me, and it's really cold. Well, you're from SoCal,
Yeah.
so you're going to be in the same boat. We moved here to get away from the cold, and I told Steve I want a refund right now because I'm not happy about this cold. But I grew up in Lake Tahoe, so even though I hate the snow now and I don't like it, I would love to look outside on a winter day and see the snow flurries. And when it did snow last year here, by the time it landed, shortly thereafter, it just turned into ice, and we had an ice storm for
Oh no.
And that's
3
worse
weeks.
than
We
snow.
had ice.
Yeah, I
Ice,
think that's
ice, ice.
part of the benefit of living away from snow is it still has the magic to it. I'm not desensitized to snow. And
Right.
a lot of people that I know haven't even seen snow before.
Yeah,
If they
yeah.
stay in the same area.
Well, and last year didn't SoCal get
I don't
a
think
snow
that
flurry?
was last year. I think that may have been the year before, but we travel a lot, so I think we weren't even home when
You
it
went to
snowed.
Hawaii last year, didn't you?
Yeah, we had gone to Hawaii for Christmas.
Yeah. Well, and Steve and I've talked about going to Hawaii for Christmas, and I'm like, I love the decorations and the whole thing of Christmas. I don't think I could. Now, I could get on a plane on either Christmas Day or the next day and go to Hawaii for like New Year's. But I don't know that I would want to be in Hawaii at Christmas because to me, Hawaii is so different. I mean, I know they super celebrate it. I mean, it's just like the other day I listened to an interview with Keith Urban, and they were like, well, what is your tradition? What do you guys do for, Christmas? And you think about the U.S. and you think about all of us, and we have our traditional hot cocos and the cold and the stories and the songs. And he's like, we go to the beach and barbecue.
Yeah, remember they're
'Cause-
upside down. So for them,
It's summer for them.
it's summertime.
Yeah. So he's like, it's like our 4th of July.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
we're celebrating Christmas, but it's our 4th of July pretty much. We barbecue, we wear shorts, we go surfing, we play in the water, and, it's shrimp on the Barbie, I guess, for her Christmas. But you think about it from our perspective, we have a very narrow perspective of what Christmas is like, because it's very easy to think, oh, this is how everyone looks.
Well, yeah, that reminds me. I've seen on social media, I think where it was Krampus, celebrating Krampus. I don't know much about it, but I saw this whole festival that they had in some,
Germany is a big on that.
I think it was like Norway or some place that was doing some festival for Krampus. And it definitely was not my idea of Christmas because it was very dark and scary. And they have these people in monster costumes all walking
yeah,
around.
I'm like,
But
it's
people are
like
having fun.
it's like Halloween
Yeah, yeah.
Christmas.
Yeah, so
I mean, some people would probably really like it.
yeah, so it's definitely interesting to see what everyone has for their different traditions and everything.
And my favorite song is not a Christmas carol. It's the song from World War II, I'll Be Home for Christmas. And to me, that song represents every service person who's out of the country for the holiday and sitting in your barracks, your family's sitting at home, you're not together, but that song says, I'll be home for Christmas, if only in my dreams. And Steve was, in fact, in Desert Storm, Desert Shield, all the desert stuff. And he spent one Christmas over there. So that song
Means a
also
lot to you. Yeah.
means a lot. My father
Well,
was
and
in
your
World-
brothers were
Yeah.
in Vietnam.
My brothers were in Vietnam. My father was in Europe in World War II. And again, family Christmases were only in my dreams.
Yeah, so I can really see how that song would resonate a lot with you. So just a clarification here. So it has happened. So it is possible. It once snowed small amounts once a decade in LA. The downtown Los Angeles weather station observed measurable snowfalls 3 times in 1882, 1932, and 1949. News reports have had snow flurries and snows elsewhere on other dates, but those are the only 3 record snowfalls in Southern California.
Yeah. Oh, that makes
Los
sense.
Angeles
Yep.
Basin.
Yeah, and even because we live like 2 hours from LA,
Yeah.
so I don't know, 65 miles, and
Well, it depends on how
on
you drive and traffic. and-
If you're
but
on
it's,
the
it's like
5.
60 miles away from where we live,
Yeah.
65. But
so in other parts of the world, that's like an hour. In their part of the
Sometimes
world,
it's
depending on the
3
day, it could
3
be 4
hours,
hours. It could be an
yeah.
hour. If you leave at 3 a.m., you might get there in an hour. If you leave at
no, 3 a.m. It's still
2
yeah,
hours.
My mom, when she had to commute, not pretty.
Yeah,
But
well, you
commuting
guys-
starts early.
It's super funny when they're out here and one of us says something about traffic. She goes, "Traffic?
Yeah, what?
What are you talking about? You guys don't know traffic."
But yeah, I know it. The one time it snowed where we lived, I can see why they don't say measurable or like that wasn't measurable because it was there for 10 minutes and then gone.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. Like
It did not
It
stick.
melted. It
Yeah.
didn't stick. You didn't have road
Yeah, it
problems.
snowed, but
it
yeah.
snowed. If it gave
You had to
flurries.
see it to believe it.
Yeah,
there was no
it
evidence.
snowed. No, it didn't. Yeah,
Yeah.
you have to.
Yeah,
you
show
have to,
me.
You
Proof.
have to have had video.
Yeah.
proof that it happened. Now, I like more of the Christian religious Christmas songs a lot more than the secular ones. Just because what Christmas means to me is not about presents and the materialistic side of it. Like, I love getting gifts that are handmade by someone, something that they put a little love into. You know,
Well, yeah, what did I give
We
you
have
for
a little.
Christmas? It
We
was a
have a
handmade
little
gnome.
Christmas
I
love.
love it. It's
sitting over here next to
yeah,
me.
exactly. I mean, we
Oh, is that what you're talking about?
Joe gave me the cutest little girl gnome, but she made it, and she could have bought me some expensive, extravagant gift like a new crown or something, anything, but it would not have meant as much as something that she put her time and her love into, because it's easy to go to a store and pick something out and just buy it.
I think that's handmade, though.
Actually, yeah, that is. I can't really. It's very difficult sometimes to pull.
yeah,
How
I
about
can't
those
find
things
anything that's
sitting in
store-bought.
front
Just
of you?
make
Yeah.
so many things.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I mean, if it's made, there's something behind it. There's a feeling behind it. Even this candle, yes, this candle is made by TLC Creative Concepts, but there was a meaning behind this candle. I'll even show you. So it's a Trump girl. It says, "In a world of cackling Kamalas, be a Trump girl." And then on her arm is another tattoo of the Trump girl. And then on her arm is another tattoo of the Trump girl. And it just keeps going. It's kind of crazy. But, you know, putting the love and thought and care into a gift means so much more to me. And then I watch the TV, the commercials. It's all about, what do I get? And
how fast can you
how
get
much,
it? And
how much are you going to spend is telling your family or loved ones how much you love them. And when I start hearing commercials that sound like that or even insinuate that, let them
a lot
know.
of jewelry
Yeah.
companies
Let
do
them
that.
know how much you love them
Yeah.
with a ring from Kay's Jewelers. Well, okay, so you're telling me if I don't buy you an expensive thing that I don't love you as much as the person who gave you a
Gnome.
gnome. And your uncle walked into the bedroom that night afterwards, and he came into me. I'm in the bathroom, and he walks into the bathroom with his gnome, and he goes, "Nobody knows the trouble I see, nobody knows.
Nice.
And I'm like, you're such a goof. But it was super cute. I mean, but that's how much he liked it, that it wasn't like, oh, cool.
Yeah.
It's sentimental. It means something.
Yep.
And I didn't get all my Christmas stuff out, but I have every single thing you've ever made me.
Nice.
It comes out every Christmas. Every single thing you've ever made me gets hung up on a doorknob or here or there or wherever. It comes out except for this year, because there were things that got in the way, so not everything came out this year, but that's okay.
Yes.
But Aunt Lisa, which is Ginger's
One of my
sister,
sisters.
and I know her quite well. We've done Christmas in the Vineyard for years, and they now live in Colorado. So we haven't seen them since they moved to Colorado in their home, but we've seen them at family events and stuff. But every year she sends her Christmas cookies, and I look forward to them every year.
In fact, we asked her the other day where they were.
Yeah, I was like, wait a minute, where is and every year we get Aunt Lisa's newsletter. Oh. So she gives us her newsletter. So I am reading Lisa's newsletter on air. Here we are, ready to wrap up the year and put a bow on it, which also means it's time to share what we've been up to. This year has been, in one word, busy. Jeff started off the year with successful back surgery that relieved a spinal stenosis he has been dealing with for a long time. He recovered well, enough that we were able to travel to Nashville with our good friends Vern and Shar in March, and then to Jamaica, just the two of us, in May. Oh, I forgot to mention that in between those two trips, we went to Maryland to see our grandson David perform in his middle school musical, Bye Bye Birdie. I will
And
say
he had the lead.
He was the lead, and he is really talented.
Yes, he is.
He was awesome. Bonus highlight: we also got to see Nicholas compete in a swim meet. I flew back to Maryland just after returning from Jamaica to celebrate Brandon's 9th birthday with him. It was a promise I made to him the year before, and there was no way I was going to break it. Speaking of break it, that's what Melissa did to her wrist. Okay. On Mother's Day, she had an unintended dismount. Unfortunately, she rides a horse. She loves horse riding. Unfortunately, it required emergency surgery. Fortunately, she had a great medical team that fixed her all up. She mended well and was back in the saddle in about 6 weeks. Don't tell her surgeon that. I traveled to wine country with several friends to celebrate birthdays in July. Jessica and I took a mother-daughter trip to the Delaware Beach in August, which was wonderful. I found myself in Florida in October, helping my sister Ginger scout out a potential new home. We were successful. She will move later this month, and she has now moved. The last trip of the year was to Wisconsin. My family gathered in our old stomping grounds to help our brother Jeff celebrate his 80th birthday. Being together again where we grew up, even seeing cousins I hadn't seen in years, was priceless. Yes, it was. Steve and I even went by his childhood home, and we stopped there, and we were across the street, and the lady was outside doing some work, and I said, Steve, pull in the driveway. And he did, and I rolled my window down and I said, I am so sorry. I don't want to just be lurkers on the side of the road, but this is where he grew up. This was his childhood home. And they were the actual people that bought the home from Ginger and Tom, which was really cool, because quite often you come back to a place and it's now been sold 2 or 3 times over. So it was the owners.
It really means something to think that somebody chose our home and they've loved it enough to stay.
And they're still there. And they had a tennis court when they had the home. And they used the tennis court foundation of the tennis court to be their foundation for their pole barn. So it was really cool. And they walked us all around and showed us all sorts of stuff. And Steve was able to say, well, this garage, you see where the door is here? It was actually that way. And we lifted it up and jacked it up and flipped it around and turned it the other direction. And they were like, wow, I never knew that. Took him in the house and showed him all sorts. So it was very cool and nostalgic moment to
Yeah,
see
that's
that.
neat.
And his plum tree that was planted on his 10th birthday
I think something like that.
was still there, and it was quite big and beautiful. He took a picture with it, and he's like, "Yeah, we planted this here, and it was still there." So that those sentimental moments can be really cool. We can go back to my childhood home that I grew up in when I was a little girl in South Lake Tahoe, and you can find the boulder still exists because that house burnt to the
It's
ground.
gone. Yep, I've seen that same rock.
But my boulders are still there.
Yeah, the boulders are there.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. My dad points out the boulders.
Yeah. The boulders are still there, but the house, no, not so much. No. So how many miles was that? I don't know, but it was a lot. What about life here in Colorado? It's been 6 years and we love it. Yes, Jeff still works because he wants to, but he has a new passion that will take him into his retirement when he is ready. He volunteers at a senior dog sanctuary. His major role is to play with the dogs every Friday afternoon. He was also elected to Pepper's Senior Dog Sanctuary Board of Directors in September, and that is where he will spend his time when he's not behind a desk. I will keep playing tennis as long as I'm able and keep Jeff out of trouble. And of course, I spend as much time as I can with my kids. We are grateful for all the goodness in our lives and wish you all the same. As Tiny Tim said, God bless us, everyone.
Very nice.
Her
So-
letters every year are
I
like
look
that.
so forward to her
Yes,
Christmas.
yes.
That actually gives me an idea. Like, I would want to do that.
I honestly have
future.
written one,
That's
like gotten it 3/4 of the way done almost every year. But I have to ask Aunt Lisa, I guess. Aunt Lisa, if you are watching or do watch or will watch, answer this question for when do you get ready to write that? Because I always end up writing it so late that by the time I'm like, oh crap, I haven't finished my letter. And I go back to it and I'm like, it's kind of too late to get them printed and mail them out. So I'll try again next year.
I think about Thanksgiving time
Is when she does these.
because that's when I was the last time I was out there. Yeah, I was crazy enough to have her come. We drove from Texas to Florida, found a house, drove back home. She went home. I had already committed and already had a ticket to fly to Colorado for Thanksgiving. So in the midst of packing up a house, I left for 2 weeks and went to Colorado.
Yeah, and we were, I mean, the house was ready to show while she was gone. She did make a point of that. And at first, she's like, well, I'm not going to have them show it or start showing it or anything till I get back because what if it sells really quickly? So, of course, Steve and I said, well, here's an option for you. If for some reason you want to go ahead and show it and it does sell really quick and the person is paying cash or something for it and they want a quick close, we can always come and pack you up and move you here and you can stay here for whatever time it takes and we can do a trip to Florida and go can finish up what we need to finish up. So we put that option out. So she did go ahead and put it up so they could view it and it sold in a week.
oh wow.
Yeah.
So
So it was already sold before I went to Colorado.
yeah, it was actually already sold before she left.
And then they wanted to close on the 13th of December and wanted me out that day. But Steve had already committed to be my driver. And Steve was in Salt Lake City for work
Yeah.
and was just flying home. And I said, no, I can't close that day. I can't be out that day because my driver's not available. So
Yeah, exactly. So
So it's been
It's been
if
a whirlwind of a
if
month.
It's been Monday, you're in one state, and Tuesday you got to be in another, and by Thursday you better have one house bought and another one sold, and yeah.
it's been a whirlwind of a month. That's for
Yeah.
sure.
But I did get to help my sister decorate her house. So that was all my Christmas decorating that,
that
I
was
did
fun.
this
Yeah.
year. So it was like I didn't miss it completely. And a lot of the things, we've spent enough Christmases together that I know what a lot of her stuff is. And it's like, oh, I remember this. I remember that. Yeah, this kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly. Well, what song is there for Christmas that is about moving? Does anybody know?
No.
Is there a song about moving at Christmas? Let me look. Continue talking while I look this
Well,
up.
for one, I just meant to shout out my dad. Did we even shout him out that it's his birthday
I was
today?
getting to that next. Yeah, you beat
sorry.
me to
I
it.
You
forgot
just
to
keep-
read your mind.
do it.
Dang
No, you're fine. You beat me to it. Or you read my
And
mind.
happy birthday to my dad.
He doesn't listen to the show, so he won't know.
It's okay. It's the thought that counts.
But it is a shout out to my brother. It's his
Yes.
birthday. Is there a song about
Oh yeah, so I
moving?
think according to the topic, which was favorite Christmas song and then what Christmas means to you, I think for me, since my dad's birthday being Christmas Eve, I've always heavily associated it with family, and then specifically my dad's birthday, with like Christmas and Christmas time.
Well, there is a song that popped up when I said is about moving, and I don't know that I've ever heard it, but it sounds like it would probably be pretty funny. It's Alan Jackson's "If We Make It Through December."
Yeah.
So I don't know what the lyrics all are, but while there isn't a widely known song explicitly titled, I didn't say titled, "Moving at Christmas," the song that mostly closely captures the theme of moving during the holiday season is "Driving Home for Christmas." So you are moving, not just moving. But yeah, Christmas is for me, it's really about family. It's about why we have Christmas in the first place, which, yes, of course, we've all heard it. Christ was not really born on the 25th of December.
He knows around
and
this time,
but
they don't know the
They
date.
don't know the actual dates because back then they didn't have,
calendars. Or
the
no,
same.
they had calendars.
They
for
had
that.
calendars, but it just wasn't all documented the way it was. I mean, but at the same time, in 1902, you probably can't get a very accurate date of birth certificate, birth thing either.
Yeah,
it
when
depends,
when
yeah.
children were born at home,
It used to
and
just be
you
written in
were-
the Bible.
You lived out in the country, and maybe a midwife delivered the baby, and maybe you registered the baby in a couple months or whatever. So a birthday was kind of like, well,
Somewhere
what
around
day
this time to
was it?
this time.
Somewhere around this time.
Well, and there are many families that like in the 1800s, the births were just recorded in the family Bible.
yeah.
Like there was no birth certificates. There was, it's like other things that we think are a different way today, like getting your driver's license. To us, it came up on the show one day about, my mom getting her driver's license or something. And
You sent
she
a
said, "Well, I don't
quarter
know how
and got one."
I don't know how my mom did this with the the identifications and all this stuff that's required." And I'm like, "Well, that's modern." My mom went to the drugstore and wrote her name on whatever, and she got a driver's license in exchange.
Yeah, there wasn't you don't go to the DMV and take a test. And,
No. She went to the drugs. She got her driver's license at a drugstore.
And it was like about a quarter.
And now you're a bit younger than my mom. Was there much change when you got your license? Did you have to fill out something when you got yours? Had it changed enough to where you had to fill something out?
Yes. I was of the era that you did have to have driver's ed in school. And then you did have to go get your learner's permit to be driving on the road. And then you did have to go take a road test. And you did have to parallel park.
And did you have to show some kind of identification of who you were to get it, like a birth certificate or
Yes.
something? See, and that's that. You're how old? Tell everybody how old you are.
I'm 77.
You're 77. So in the matter of only 7 years,
Yeah.
7-year difference between you and my mom didn't have to show anything, just went in, and I know she said she did not have to show a birth certificate. She had to write her name down. Now, granted, you were in a really small town too, though, right?
Yes, there were 200 people in my hometown.
Okay, I think there was even more people in my mom's, or maybe, I don't know. But it was such a small amount of people that pretty much they probably all knew each other. So if she came in there and said she was this person, they were like, oh yeah, we know your dad. That kind of thing. So that was birth certificate enough back then, probably. But you didn't have to. And in the matter of 7 years, they realized, hey, we kind of need to know that they can know how to drive, that they are who they are. And, you know, today you need 17 forms of identification, blood donation, and your firstborn child to get a license. So,
I
unless
mean,
you're
honestly,
illegal.
sometimes, I mean, I grew up with the way it is now.
Right.
So my perspective is in some ways, I think they should make it harder because some people clearly should not be on the road. I'm like, how did you get your license?
Well, I do.
Especially in California and the drivers.
Did
I mean, they
you
have so many people going through. They probably just want to give everyone their license and have a nice day.
Did you have to parallel park?
No. Nope. The only thing I had to do is pull over on the side of the road, back up, look behind, back up 6 feet. They tell me to stop, and then I pull away from the curb, and that was it. And it was an empty curb.
Kind of like
Yeah,
parallel.
but no cars around.
But no cars around.
Yeah.
You didn't have to like.
I
do
mean,
it-
they could probably put you in a tough spot and like make you pull over and basically parallel park, but I think they're probably discouraged
They're like
from doing that.
Yeah, we can't have these drivers, students, or non-licensed people hitting parked cars. See, when I did it though, they just had 2 cones, and they had the 2 cones, and you had to.
We had to park next to it and
between-
then to angle back
see.
and get in, and yeah.
So you had to prove you could at least go in between the 2 cones without knocking the cone over. If you knock the cone over,
I have to interrupt it so that we can mention something. Yesterday, when we were on the show and talking about food for Christmas,
oh yeah,
we had the subject of glitter grapes,
yeah.
and we were told how to make them.
Yeah, Greta. Well, because I was mentioning the fact that when my brother and I grew up, and we would go to my grandmother's, she didn't have a lot of snacks and a lot of things to eat, and kids like junk food and sweets and stuff like that. So she had stale marshmallows, which to this day my brother and I both prefer our marshmallows stale because of her. And God knows how old those marshmallows probably were. They were probably a decade old, because I mean, they were not just stale.
They were hard.
They were hard. They were crunchy. You could break them with a hammer. Okay. And they were like hard all the way through. So sometimes they're hard on the outside,
and then,
but
like,
the center
chewy in
is
the
kind of chewy.
middle,
No,
yeah.
these ones were hard all the way through. You could break off pieces of the
Yeah.
marshmallow.
At that point, it's like dehydrated marshmallows.
Yeah, pretty
like the ones you
much.
can buy nowadays.
Yeah,
Just-
already
dehydrated,
crispy ones. I did think about what you asked me about. If you could put them in the dehydrator, you probably could. It would melt them first, but they would become chips. And they would be marshmallow chips, I think, when you got done. I want to try it.
You didn't get some of that fruit or food or stuff you went to NASA yesterday, right?
The dried food.
Yeah.
Didn't
we
you get some of the dehydrated food?
No, at their
You
gift
guys
shop,
have
they
had that a lot, though,
Yeah,
with your
I've
mom,
had it
right?
before. Yeah, through
From
Boeing.
Boeing.
They had it at Boeing too. And then even I don't know if it's in California, Southern California, they have everything at your fingertips. Every store has like everything. So I've had dehydrated food before, but they at the store there in Huntsville, at the gift shop, the only one they had was the dehydrated ice cream sandwich with the Neapolitan.
Yeah.
But just the one flavor.
That's
Like,
it?
Yeah. I was like, what kind of is this?
What
yeah.
kind of NASA?
Yeah.
What kind of in the
what
NASA
kind
is
of in
that?
Expect
the
me to
NASA
live
is
off
this?
of these
Yeah.
ice cream sandwiches in space?
Yeah, that's all you have for options? I mean, come on.
I just wanted to give a
But
shout
I'm
out to
just
Greta
thinking-
really quick, because she was drawing the last time I was here.
Yes.
So now, since I'm, in her chair, I felt compelled to draw. So I made this little
Oh, there's a little
And
Snowman.
you know, that's
Snowman.
about what she was drawing yesterday.
Oh, yeah?
She had a Santa and she had some trees.
Yeah, we're very creative over here in this creative girl space.
So, Greta, we want to tell you, your glitter grapes are marvelous.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
so-
They're
yes,
good.
we ate some last night.
Yeah,
So shout out to Greta. We're all going to have glitter grapes.
Because I explained to Greta that my grandma always did have at least package of Jello, but we wouldn't make the Jello. We would just open the packets, and she had the little wooden spoons that you had left over from the little tiny cups of ice cream. And God knows how many tongues were on that thing, because she would save all the little wooden spoons. But we would lick the spoons and get them nice and moist,
Yeah,
and then
and then
stick
dip
them in, and like
Oh, my goodness.
like dipsticks or whatever.
Yeah,
it
Fun
was.
Dip.
Fun Dip.
Yeah,
That's it.
that's
and
funny.
so she said, well, if you take that and you put it in the pan and you wash your grapes off and have them just slightly damp and roll them in it, then the Jello will adhere to it, and you set them aside and it hardens a little bit, and we put them in the refrigerator. Now they've been in the refrigerator overnight instead of just like an hour. So it'll be interesting to see how they taste now that they've been in the fridge overnight. But they were really good.
Yes.
Definitely.
Everyone liked them.
Yes.
And I put grape flavor on what they called the black grapes, which are grape and covered in grape. And then the red ones I bought the big ones, the big grapes. They didn't have the green grapes. Green grapes are my favorite. I really would have liked to have seen what the taste of those
Yeah,
are.
that would've been
And have
fun.
you had the new candy?
The cotton candy?
grapes?
Yes.
Oh, yes.
I love the
Yeah,
I love the
those are
flavor
so
of
really
those.
good.
That's
So-
definitely like candy.
That would be interesting with those rolled into that. I don't know if it'd be too sweet.
Maybe.
Or,
I think that would be good with the raspberry
That'd
one.
be good
'cause
with
it was
the
a little tangy. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, a little tart. Little tart would be good with those. But they were phenomenal. They were
Yeah.
really good. They're going to be a new staple when I have people over.
Yes, over like,
because
wow, these fancy.
this
How
and
did
it
you
took
make
like
these?
yeah, it took like nothing. Like
Yeah,
I-
because they look nice too.
and they look
they're
pretty.
not-
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, they're cute.
You could, if you were doing a table piece, a centerpiece or something, and had those grapes just throughout the little, it would look really good. It would be great for a wedding.
Charcuterie boards
Yeah.
should
Yeah.
all have
And then they have
glitter grapes.
edible glitter. So even though it's already glitter grapes, you could add edible glitter too.
Edible
and
glitter,
make it even
actually.
Oh, and that'd be
actually
neat.
glittery.
Yeah.
That would be fun.
Yeah.
So shout out to Greta. She's the greatest.
She's inspiring us.
And if I don't get my leg worked, well, my leg will be fine. But I keep getting fired from my own cruise.
Well, I just said, hey, Tori, if you don't go to the doctor soon and get some work done on that leg, there's a chance they won't let you go on the cruise. And you really don't want me to go alone. So I think we ought to ask Greta if she could be the standby. So, Greta, what do you think?
She might not be able to go at that time. I don't know. We'll have to find out. But no, I'm not giving up my seat to my own cruise. But anyway, what is another song that you like? I like Joy to the World. I think that's a really good song because it has a good message.
You know what? We actually had a sermon on this a couple weeks ago at my church, and we were looking at different lyrics of different Christmas songs and talking about joy and where joy comes from. And you see a lot of these.
It comes from the Harris campaign. I'm sorry, I had to. Couldn't help it.
Joy! But, yeah, looking at and comparing different songs, the ones that didn't mention anything biblical, it's like joy and like, oh, bring us some figgy pudding, and talking about more materialistic things of like where joy comes from. And it's
Okay.
like we were looking at these different songs, and it's like, well, we know as Christians that your joy doesn't come from these
Things.
materialistic things. And then you look at other ones like Joy to the World. What are the lyrics? What is it? Our King has come, or what is it? Joy to the World.
I'm going to pull it up real quick.
Joy to the world, the Lord has come.
Is that what it is?
Yep.
But yeah, and then other Christmas songs like Hark the Herald,
Hark the
Hark the
herald,
Herald Angels.
angels sing.
Yeah. Tongue twister. I think that was.
Lord is come, let earth receive her King.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let earth receive her king. That's
Yeah.
one of the lyrics that we looked at.
And you think about those different things. I tend to navigate towards the little town of Bethlehem, Drummer Boy, Joy to the World, the ones that are about Christ and what Christmas means to me. Because what Christmas does mean to me is Christ and his coming here as our Savior to save us from our own peril, and that's, I mean, that was his
reason
that
for
was
coming.
his I don't want to use the word destiny, but yeah, I mean, that was what he was sent
but
here
that's
for.
what he was sent here for.
And I think that's partly the reason why I really disdain all the materialism. Is because people have
it takes the
forgotten.
focus away from what's really important.
Right. People have lost their focus on that. And now people are consumed with, what do I get? What about me?
Not what am I giving?
Yeah.
And I get so much more pleasure at Christmas. Sure, of course, I love to open a gift and I love to see what it is.
I don't know. Sometimes I'm a bad gift receiver.
Are you?
I feel like I'm bad with reactions.
You
Well,
don't show that.
I think, I don't know if I just overthink and I just don't know how to react or something. Because
Okay.
usually there's not many things. Because the point is there shouldn't be a thing where you're so over the moon excited. Because the point is your joy doesn't come from these presents.
Yeah.
It's from.
Well, and it goes into
So-
that materialism. Last year, with the phenomenon and the fad was the Stanley Cups.
Oh, yeah.
And I was telling this not too long ago in one of the episodes.
Cabbage Patch Kids.
Oh, when I was a kid,
Oh,
yeah, it was
yes.
all about the Cabbage Patch Kids. And,
What are those? I'm just
Yeah.
kidding. I know this.
And
I
ironically,
know you're a baby.
ironically, I had a Cabbage Patch doll, but I got mine at my birthday. So I got one in July. So when the whole debacle of not being able to find one at Christmas time came and everybody was in a hoopla over it, I didn't care because I already had one because I had gotten it at my birthday. But watching some of those videos, and now it's a little bit different today versus a era before or decades before. Today we have these things.
Oh, yeah.
And everybody records everything and everybody documents everything.
And everybody is you. I'm just kidding.
Well, that's true. But I don't do things. I do not.
Well, yeah, not out in public and like.
Well, I don't
doing
take
everything.
people's negative stuff and publicize it. And there was a video that I watched that made me disgusted at Christmas. And I don't think it was staged. I think they really did do it. And they just had their camera up to record the kids opening their gifts or whatever. And it was very obvious they were a well-to-do family or whatever. And the kids all had a lot of presents. And the girl had opened all of her gifts. And she's tearing through them. That's it? That's all? And she's now throwing a fit. And they're like, yeah, that's it. That's everything. And she proceeded to use some of the things she got as her gifts to break the other gifts, shattering things and breaking things because she was so angry. And they're like, what is your problem? She goes, I didn't get it. And you had to watch to figure out finally what she was meaning. And they're like, what are you talking about? All I asked for was a Stanley. I didn't get my Stanley. That's all I wanted. And she proceeded to break everything. So that's why I kind of tend to think it wasn't staged.
Yeah.
Because she started, and she was having an absolute meltdown over this.
That tells me the problem that we have with the exposure to media. And because this girl doesn't, the only reason she knows,
she's the same girl that goes to Sephora and spends $800 on retinol repair cream.
listening to everyone telling her, this is what you need. This is what's going to make your life better.
This is what's going to bring you joy.
Exactly. And that's where things go wrong.
And
Yes.
And the sad part of it is,
because
at the very
selfishness, too.
end, her parents came out with another box, and they were like, here's your box.
Is it Stanley?
And she saw it, and she like, oh my God, opens it up and starts the opposite freak out, the excited freak out.
No.
And she pulls her Stanley out, and she's so happy that
That's when I would take the Stanley out
she got
and
her
torch it.
Yes, I would destroy it in front of her.
That's exactly what I said. I said, where's the hammer?
Yeah.
They should have pulled out a hammer and just, they probably would have hit themselves in the head with the hammer. But I would been like, okay, here it is. Goodbye. You're not getting it. You didn't deserve it.
That reminds
deserve this.
me of a time in my childhood. I remember there was one time as a childcare person, childcare worker had gifted me some Barbie set, and I threw a tantrum saying, well, I already have this Barbie. And my parents were like, nope, then you're not getting it. You don't get anything. And she tried to say like, well, no, I have the gift receipt. Like, you can return it and get something else. And my parents, that of course did the right thing. We're like, no, you're ungrateful, so you're not getting anything. Like,
Yeah, that's not how it works.
Yeah.
If you can't say thank you politely to start with, you get nothing.
Yep.
Yeah,
You can complain all you want in the privacy, but that's not the point. The point is
it's how
someone-
it teaches people.
You accept it graciously,
Yeah.
and then we discuss later what we're going to do.
Yeah, and we all have so much stuff that it doesn't hurt if you get something and you have two of them that you can say, you know what, I'm just going to give this to someone else.
Yeah, of course.
Because
and then you're spreading the joy at that point.
and
That's
you're
more
spreading
of the
that
point.
joy.
Yeah.
And the thing about Christmas just becoming so materialistic that we forget what the reason for the season is. I do love hearing people say the reason of the season, but I do a little spoofing on people. And sometimes you will see someone post that, but then I go to their Facebook page and I start looking at some of the other stuff. And I'm like, yeah, you're just all talk. Because your stuff is very materialistic as well. I want. I don't like the word I want. I think it's a horrible word.
Well, unless you're like 3, you should be able to know, as a toddler, if you're saying, I want this, that's, a good skill. But, once you get to a certain age, you realize what you want, you're not going to always get, and you can't just, I want everything.
Well, when my boys were little, I did not give them things like that. I removed the word want out of their vocabulary as much as possible.
Well, I work with kids and behavior therapy, I want, that's a core skill you need to be able to say, because you need to be able to say what you want, and it has to do with even your own physical needs
Right.
of what you want, what
Right.
you need. So
Well-
I don't think it's necessarily you need to look at it a selfish way. It's even how you frame the word want. If you want something,
Correct.
why do you want it? Is it going to help you? Is it for selfish reasons?
Well, I
So,
had them change it when
it's
it came to shopping.
Ah,
Like the word want wasn't out of their vocabulary in home. It was in shopping. If we were at a store, they weren't allowed to say, I want that. They were allowed to say, I like that.
yeah,
They were
yeah,
not
yeah.
allowed to say,
No, that's
I
a good
want
point.
that. They were allowed to say, I like that. Now at home, I want a glass of milk is a need. That toy is not a need. Therefore, you like it.
Yes.
And that is what I tried to teach them. The
Between a
difference
like and a
between
want.
like
Yeah.
and a want. I like that house. I can't afford it, so I
Yeah,
like it.
Exactly. And I think
I
that's the
want
problem
that house.
that makes sense with
You
today
can't- yeah.
with all this I want. And it's like, no, okay, you want, and you're then entitled. You feel entitled to have that
Right.
because you want it.
Well, and it's
versus
also
you
why
like it.
I kind of like the online shopping in one aspect, because it doesn't give you ownership, because that is the one part about shopping that is very hard to get away from. When you're in an actual store with physical items, the minute you touch it, you take ownership of it, and therefore it will go from observing on a shelf, oh, I like that. That's pretty. And you keep walking. I like that. That's pretty. You put it in your hand, and next thing you know, it's in your cart because you just took ownership of it. And it's a psychological thing that we do. And now we're doing it with visual, because we see something in Amazon and we put it in our cart. Put
You
it
know,
in our
that's
cart.
one thing that I found I guess kind of beneficial is before, I've gotten myself in trouble with too much online shopping, and, I've kind of
I think we all have.
Yeah. So I like being able to put something in your cart, because I do that sometimes where I put like, $300 worth of something in my cart, and then I just close the tab and it's gone.
I do the same thing.
And-
So Steve and I have this thing where we can put things in the cart from November until after Christmas. Neither one of us are allowed to look at orders, because I might order something he had put in the cart. He might have ordered something I put in the cart, and we will put a whole bunch of things in the cart. We do have wish list too.
Yeah.
And then we do save for later. But it gives you time to negotiate that and decide whether it's a need or a want. Do I want that or do I need that?
Yeah, because
do I
if
like
you
that?
and
if
it
you
goes-
forget about it and you come back and you're like, oh,
Yeah, exactly. I think
the moment has
it's easy
passed.
to impulse,
Yeah, the
buy
moment has
something
passed,
or-
and because I was raised with the money and privilege in that aspect. So, but the one thing I was taught by my dad is, if you want something, I want you to think about it for a week, and if you still really want that a week or 2 weeks later, then maybe it's time to buy that. But if you've forgotten about it, if it's not that important to you, you will have forgotten about it, then you probably don't need it.
Yeah.
So, but we're so, right now, this era, the people today, everything is instantaneous. They want instant gratification, which adds to entitlement, which adds to bad spending, which adds to materialism, which adds, the kids at Sephora, that's a horror. Oh, like, what is wrong with these parents? That's what
Yeah.
I have a problem with.
Yeah, no, because what generation is that? It's like millennial. That's right before, or like I think millennials right now are having the young kids.
yeah.
Millennials and Gen Z, because I'm Gen Z, because
Yeah.
I'm like right there.
And you're at that age of where you would be having the kids.
Yeah. Because I
become
have
these
peers
entitled
that
little
I went to
brats.
school with that already have 1, 2 kids, and I don't know what. Yeah,
They're greedy,
It's gotta-
selfish, entitled.
I
And
think so.
I'm hoping that maybe your era will start making that change. That, hey, we got to stop letting these kids rule the homes and the parents need to get back to ruling the home
Yeah.
because kids are in charge right now
Yep.
and they're our future. And God knows what that's going to do to the rest of us. What about you when you were, because you're being very quiet over there, when it was time for the holidays and shopping and kids buying things or getting things?
Being one of 8 children, and my mother was a stay-at-home mother with 8 kids, that was probably a job and a half by itself. She didn't need to work outside the home, but the funds were limited. So there were a lot of homemade things
Right.
that happened. And at Christmas time, each child's allotment was $25.
Okay. And they could.
Now, but remember,
Now that's what they could spend on the rest of the family?
no,
Or.
that's
for
what
themselves?
my parents would spend on each child.
Okay.
Each child, they would spend $25. So for 1 year for Christmas, I got a red wallet. I got a red sack purse. It was like a leather oval that had flaps that went over the top. A blouse and something else. And that was my Christmas.
Now, granted, $25 went a lot
Yeah,
further
some-
back then.
It went a lot further back then. Well, it had to. But I mean, my mother made a lot of things.
Now, switch over to from when you were a kid and your parents. What was it like when you were parents yourself and you only had 2 children versus 8?
I kept the presents again to like 3 or 4 gifts. That's it. And I have very sneaky sons. And I knew the 1 year that Stephen scoped out where all his presents were. He opened all of them and saw all of them. And then he rewrapped them. It's unique that he thought he knew everything. So when
Was he good at wrapping presents?
pretty good, but his mom's sneakier than he is.
Also, I think most women are more detail oriented, so I think
Yeah.
it'd be easier to tell.
Well, the thing is, when
Is
you know
meddling.
where you've put things and how you
yeah.
piled them, and the pile wasn't in quite
Yeah.
the same order anymore, it was like, okay, something disappeared from the pile. It's kind of unique when they're opening things and they're like,
Wait a minute. This was supposed to be in here. This is not here. And
is there something wrong?
are you missing something?
Um,
And he's trying not to let the cat out of the bag.
Oh
Yeah.
my goodness.
Yeah.
Well, and Steve will ask me, like we'll try to talk about what we're going to do for each other for Christmas or whatever, put a budget on it and stuff like that. And he'll say, well, what do you want? And I give him 5, 6, 7 things. And I'm like, I want 1 out of there. Those are the things I like. Those are the things I'm interested in. Get me something from there.
Well, like
And
the
he
present
wants
that
to
you got
tell
this year.
and he wants to tell me, and I'm like, I don't want you to tell me what it is because I
but he
do
wants
enjoy
you to
the
know.
surprise.
Yeah, I like the
I
surprise.
enjoy the surprise.
Yeah, like the
And
cruise, obviously.
I have to
I
tell.
think that's
yeah,
awesome
that was
present.
a huge surprise.
Yeah.
and
And it's an experience, and I think that's an awesome
Right.
kind of present. Is an experience,
and he gave it to the 2 of us
and
so,
memories. Yeah.
You know,
so it's not just you, by
but I
yourself,
want I want to experience it. I want to enjoy the surprise of it. It adds to the joy of something because it tells me how much you thought about me, what you put into it. But what I have a problem with him is if I give him 6 or 7 items that I am interested in, he will go and buy all of them.
All 6
and
or
I'm
7.
like, no,
That's
that's
a tough problem to have.
right. But at the same time, I'm like, we put a budget.
well, yeah. If you
Well,
have
yeah,
I knew the things you wanted, and I got the thing that fit within that budget, and which makes sometimes it a
is
little
one of
difficult.
his love languages gift giving, or is because I sometimes spend overboard on gifts because I love giving gifts.
I love
So
giving.
I'm too much
I'm
sometimes.
way. I get way more joy out of watching your reaction to what I gave you
Yeah.
than getting.
Yeah.
I mean, I can act happy and surprised and excited about it, but I also have that. So Steve and I put a budget on it this year. Mm-hmm. So I will
Was it in
say,
the budget.
I seriously doubt it because this year we put the budget as 0.
Oh,
Gee, I don't
We were
think-
both supposed to make
Might be a little bit
something
above the
for
budget,
each.
yeah.
We were supposed to make something for each other
Well,
this year.
he's making me a hell of a memory.
Oh, is that what's his idea of making something? Is he's
A
going
memory.
to make a memory for us? So we only have like 30 seconds, a minute left of the show, and I don't want to go without that real quick. We have treats that are sitting next to us there that we're going to end our show with. From Aunt Lisa, we got some homemade cookies. And so if you could just open them up and show them to the camera so that people can see these beautiful gifts that Aunt Lisa sent.
I typically get my own cookies at home, but she knew this year. I said, Lisa, please
Oh, look at those cookies.
don't send me
Hold
any
them up.
this year
Hold them up this way towards the camera, just a little
right
bit.
there.
Oh,
Okay,
right
here,
in
here.
front of you.
Oh,
there you go.
Here. Hand it here.
There you go. Look at those wonderful cookies. Those
Oh,
are
they
so
taste-
yummy.
Ooh,
Yeah.
And
it's very cute.
and we have Mom eating her little cookie there. Those are so good. Those are so yummy. They're so good, and we look forward to them every year. We get to
Ritz
see
cookies,
the tin that she
thumbprints
sends,
cookies.
and they are handmade. They are not bought at a store and put into a box
those are good too.
and sent out.
Yeah, this
They
is
are
yummy.
literally made, and the ones with the M&Ms on them are generally the ones made by Melissa, right?
Most of these they will make together. I think this year Lisa did an awful lot of it.
Okay. But every year they're made by Lisa and Melissa. So we're super happy about getting them. Thank you so much. We
Thank
love them and we
you.
appreciate them. And they will be enjoyed today.
Yes.
And it is my brother's birthday. So happy birthday to my brother. And we have a tradition in our family ever since my brother was a little boy. If you hold up that tin real quick to the camera where it just shows the thing on the side. Yeah, you see that snowman-y thing?
It's a snowman.
Snowman-y thing. So it's been a tradition since my brother was a very little boy to get a snowman cake for his birthday. So he never knows what the snowman's going to look like.
Yeah, it's always
or-
different.
It's always different. When he was a kid, my mom made the exact same one every year. I love that his wife and children have changed that tradition to he doesn't know what the snowman's
Yes,
going to look
I'm a
like.
creative man, creative mind. You know, I have to
so they
evolve.
change it
and-
up every year and
Yeah.
they give a different design to the snowman. So we are going to be busy making his snowman cake for his birthday today, because he does deserve to have a day that is not
Christmas?
just about Christmas. Even though snowmen are kind of related to
Yeah.
Christmas, but his was because we're from Tahoe.
Yeah,
And we always
snow.
made snowmen. And so him getting a snowman and a day that's about his birthday rather than about Christmas. We try very hard to do that.
That's why we never opened a present early on Christmas Eve in our
Yep,
family.
we never did on our
We have to
family.
wait till Christmas.
It was his birthday.
Yep,
and
only he gets to open
only
presents.
he gets
Exactly.
presents
On
that
Christmas.
day.
As he should.
And it should be
Yeah.
because like I know when we were kids, he used to count the gifts and he used to have more. And there was one particular year that I counted my birthday presents and wrote them down. And at Christmas, when he showed off about how much more he got than me because of his birthday presents, I pulled out my list of how many I got for my birthday presents versus the 5 he got for his birthday present. I'm like, I got 17. You know, and this goes back to, you know, I'm a 70s baby, an 80s kid, and a 90s young adult. And we were still materialistic then because I had to shove it in my brother's face about how many I got in July, because come July, you've forgotten that it's Christmas. So there was quite often gifts that my parents might have done that were a larger gift, a bigger gift, because it was his birthday Christmas. You know, when he got his Kit Kat, it was a snowmobile.
Oh, yeah.
So it was his birthday and Christmas present, but it was a very large birthday
Yeah.
and Christmas present. So you can't really kind of argue with that. But at the same time, my birthday was in July. I never got a birthday Christmas present.
True.
It wouldn't have mattered how much it was. I may only get one Christmas present because it's expensive, but I would have never gotten a Christmas birthday. You know, so
I want to say a happy heavenly Christmas to my mom, my dad, my brothers, and most of all, my Tom.
yeah. And for me, the same. My dad's birthday is the
grandpa.
12th of December.
Yep.
Hi in heaven. I hope you guys are looking down going, these crazy people. Kristen.
What are they doing now?
And my Uncle John and Aunt Carol and my grandmas.
May we not forget those people.
Yeah, because they're still a part of our lives. So anyway, to all of you out there,
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, Happy New Year's, Happy Hanukkah, Happy whatever you celebrate.
Happy Kwanzaa.
Happy Kwanzaa. Enjoy the season and may you find your joy. And I hope that joy comes in the form of family, love, and friendship and
Peace.
sharing and not from things.
Yep.
May you
Amen.
have a wonderful day.
Amen to that.
Thank you.
Thank-
Please remember to like, follow, subscribe, and share. And it's Girl Talks, GURLTAUX, because we're going to talk about it. Have a great day. Thanks.